Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to TCS iON intelligem 2025. Before we move any further, may I please request Ms. Soumya, Head Contests powered by TCS iON, to set the ball rolling.
A very happy new year to everyone. I'm thrilled to welcome you all to the national grand finale of the 7th edition of TCS iON Intelligent. Today, we have come together to celebrate and cheer for the talented finalists of this prestigious contest. In just a few moments, we will witness an exciting finale where these brilliant minds will showcase their skills and compete for the coveted title. Congratulations to all the finalists for making it this far. Your journey itself is a testament to your hard work and determination. The topic, contest rounds, and the evaluation criteria have been meticulously crafted by a panel of experts, ensuring a unique and enriching experience every year. Our vision is to empower every student by enabling them to hone their skills and realize their full potential. At TCS iON, we take immense pride in the fact that the contest continues to remain India's largest national level contest focused on the 21st century skills. We deeply appreciate the unwavering support of the school leaders and educators who have made this journey possible. To all the finalists, I wish you the very best. Remember, regardless of the outcome today, you have already proven yourselves as true intelligence. Each one of you shines brightly, and that's what we celebrate. And now, let the finale begin. Thank you, and over to you, Rashmi.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, time for us to welcome our host here today. This prolific speaker orator is the only professional woman quiz host across Asia. She was listed by the business world as a 40 under 40 and also received a global recognition from the Women Economic Forum. An alumnus of NITK Surathkal and IIM Calcutta, she is also the co-host of Tata Crucible and has been hosting TCS iON Intelligem since its inception. Ladies and gentlemen, time for us to welcome Miss Rashmi Furtado.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand finale of TCS iON Intelligem Global Citizenship for the junior category. Global citizenship might seem like a topic that could be a little complicated for our young kids who are only in classes 5 and 6. But believe me, if you're a newcomer to global citizenship or this entire event which is Intelligem, you would think that way. But if you hear them out and if you hear their perspectives, you would be amazed by what they can bring onto the table as far as global citizenship is concerned. So let's quickly get to know our finalists and move into the grand finale here today. Coming up first, as our first finalist here today, representing Zydus School for Excellence from Ahmedabad is Arav Ladawala. Following Arav, representing Sri Kumaran Public School, Bengaluru is Adrita Podar. Following Adrita, representing PSBB Senior Secondary School, T Nagar, Chennai is Ira Kalai. And completing this lineup for us here today, representing Lotus Valley International School, Gurgaon, is Ivana Agarwal. Well, ladies and gentlemen, these kids have gone through multiple rounds of testing and personal interviews to reach this grand finale here today. And they're also among hundreds and thousands of students who have taken part in TCS iON Intelligem this year. This entire initiative of Intelligem by TCS iON is now in its 7th year. So this is a journey that has been going on for 7 long years, only with the intention of building future skills and equipping our young children for their future. So let's move into the first round of this grand finale. Coming up is me in 30 seconds. Here we go. Before we start, we have a stellar cast of jury members here today. So let me give you a quick introduction of who they are. We have Ms. Manisha Telkar, who is currently with Tata Business Excellence Group, which is a division of Tata Sons since 2005. We also have Mr. Vinay Bhushan, who is currently working as a Chief Strategy Officer at Youth for Good Governance Foundation in Bengaluru. We will, of course, get to know more about them a little later in the jury round that we have. So for now, let's move into the first round of this grand finale. Contestants, remember, you have 30 seconds to introduce yourself. But the entire catch, right? This entire event is about global citizenship. So when you introduce yourself, you will keep global citizenship in mind as your context. So as a leader, how will you uphold global citizenship? How will you ensure that you implement the strategies or you implement the values that come along with global citizenship? So let's see what our finalists have to say. You have 30 seconds of time. I will stop you at the end of 30 seconds. Please keep that in mind and stick to the time duration that has been given to you. So let's get started with Araf. Araf, you have 30 seconds of time to introduce yourself, starting now.
Hello everyone, I am Arav Ladawala, a student from grade 5 Zyda School for Excellence, Ahmedabad. Apart from academics, I perform my duties as a junior house captain. I believe being a global citizen starts with caring about the world around us. I believe it's about making a difference in the world by embracing values like unity, responsibility, and sustainability. I believe that not only the democracy, but also the world should be by the people, of the people, and for the people, where the people care about and help each other and the environment. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Araf. Well, he had some really amazing views on global citizenship there. Let's move on to our next finalist here today. Coming up to introduce herself is Adrita. Adrita, you have 30 seconds of time. Please go ahead.
Hello, I'm Adrita Podar from Sri Kumaran's Public School, Bangalore. I am currently studying in 5th grade, and as a global citizenship of this world, as a global citizen of this world, I would try to make this world a better place. As now, in most places, no one is that safe like in the times before. So I would try to make the world a better place by ensuring that people care for the environment, as people like now they are very careless. So I would try to make them care about the environment and also care about others, not backstabbing people. So then bonds can be better. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Adrita. Let's move on to our third finalist here today. Ira, it's your turn to introduce yourself. Please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Hola, vanakkam, konnichiwa, and hello everyone. I am Ira Kale, an aspiring global citizen or Globian currently residing in Chennai. I believe that nowadays global citizenship is more important than ever in an era where the butterfly effect or interconnection is something that prevails. I believe that a good global citizen is like a migratory bird, flying beyond country borders while calling the entire world as their nest. Like the diverse nations, people, cultures, and languages of the world, my hobbies too are diverse, ranging from reading and writing to cricket, from singing to coding, and from keyboard to chess. On that note, I would like to conclude, but after I wish all my fellow contestants the very best of luck. Gracias, merci, arigato gozaimasu, and thank you.
Thank you, Ira. Well, multilingual introduction there. So let's move on to our final contestant here today, Ivana. It's your turn to introduce yourself. You have 30 seconds of time. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ivana Agarwal. I'm a budding author who likes to play a Spanish instrument called the guitar, groove to the rhythm of a United States dance style, hip-hop, and play a native sport called badminton. I study at a multicultural school, which has helped me understand the importance of diversity and inclusivity. I proudly consider myself a global citizen, embracing the African philosophy of Ubuntu. It says that I am only because we are and talks about the interconnectedness of all human beings. It encourages us to embrace diversity, foster empathy, and work collaboratively for a sustainable and equitable world. By thinking globally and acting locally, we can truly create a better future for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivana. Some really creative introductions there by all of our finalists. If even now you think this is a little complicated topic for them, let's move on to the next round. I'm assuring you, and I'm very, very sure that these kids will make me proud when I say this, and they will ensure that they will prove me right with what they're going to say. Let's move on to the next round. Your thoughts. Here we go. All right. In this round, our contestants have a minute to speak on a topic. Each of them will get their turn, and the topic that they have to speak on, coming up on your screen, global citizenship to me is, and let's see what they will interpret global citizenship as. Each of them will get a minute's time to speak on this topic. And kids, please remember, I will stop you if you cross that 1 minute mark. Please do not forget that. Keep that in mind. For this round, let's get started with Ivana and work our way back up to Arav. Let's get started with Ivana. You have a minute's time, Ivana, starting now.
Global citizenship, to me, is an identity that transcends borders, cultures, and ideologies. It is a mindset, a way of seeing the world, not through the narrow lens of borders, but as a vast, interconnected community. While we may belong to different nations, races, and religions, we share a common home, the earth. The food we eat, the clothes we wear, the languages we speak, the things we use, all come from different parts of the world. The fact that Ashley and Kimberly in New York are organizing yoga festivals and we are speaking in English speaks volumes about globalization. When I think of global citizenship, I'm reminded of a simple yet profound Ecuadorian philosophy, Buen Vivir, which means that the whole world is interconnected and our actions, no matter how small, can ripple out and impact people thousands of miles away. In an age where technology and globalization have brought us closer than ever before, it is our duty to care about issues beyond our immediate surroundings and to act as guardians of a shared future. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ivana. Let's move on to our next finalist here today. Ira, it's your turn to tell us what global citizenship for you is. Go ahead, your minute's time starting now.
To me, global citizenship is not just about understanding concepts like diversity and interconnectedness and knowing your global duties, although those are very important. But it's also about being able to implement that knowledge to make this world a safe haven for every citizen of it. For we all are interconnected, and it's important to remember that while wrongdoing in one country affects people in others, so do our good actions. For instance, stubble burning in Pakistan could be the reason for pollution in Delhi. Similarly, smuggling of coffee into Yemen is also the reason we have that beverage today. In another example, COVID-19 developed in China brought the entire world onto its knees. But vaccines developed in USA and India help people across countries. To me, global citizenship is also about respecting each country, religion, gender, language, and most importantly, person for who they are. Because as M. Scott Peck once said, we should share our similarities but also celebrate our differences. Before concluding, I would like to say, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask instead what you can do for the entire world. Thank you.
Thank you, Ira. Well, since you spoke of coffee, there is a similar story of how coffee beans entered India. Maybe you should read up on that as well. Let's not get into that now. Let's move into our next finalist here today. Adrita, it's your turn to tell us what you think global citizenship is. You have a minute's time, starting now.
So according to me, global citizenship is a value that everyone should learn and everyone should care about. So when you're a global citizen of this world, you have to respect. You have to respect others, other cultures, other languages, other religions, and well, if you and you must try to be a good person. So, like, uh, imagine you're Indian, and well, you have a Japanese friend, and the Japanese friend gives you sushi. So when you try the sushi, maybe you don't like it because it has raw fish on it. So maybe you don't like it, but then when you're a global citizen, you don't disrespect that food. You try it. You don't like it. Okay, maybe you don't like this, but then you can like something else that is that includes in Japanese cuisine. So uh, um, so being a global citizenship, even if you're different, we all of us on this world share a common spiritual bond with the universe. So that's what we should be. That is our strength, and we shouldn't be divided. That's what I think.
Thanks, Adrita. Let's move on to our next finalist here today, the last finalist actually, who's going to complete this round for us. Arav, it's your turn. Tell us what you think global citizenship is. Your time starting now.
Global citizenship, to me, is about understanding that the world is a one big family. Every person, irrespective of their nationality, caste, or culture, is connected. It's about recognizing that their impact on one side of the world can feel on someone on the other side. Whether it's about protecting the environment, respecting diverse cultures, or solving global problems, a global citizen acts with empathy, responsibility, and a sense of belonging towards the earth. The Indian philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam teaches us to treat everyone with love and respect. It is especially relevant today to solve global problems like poverty, hunger, and climate change. As together, to me, global citizenship means embracing values like unity, responsibility, and sustainability. It's about collaborating across boundaries to solve global problems, respecting diverse cultures, and creating a better world for the future generations to come.
All right, thank you, Arav. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for us to move into the most awaited round of this grand finale, that is Voice Your Views. Let me tell you all about this round. Let's take a look. This is a debate round in which our finalists will voice their views. The topic for the debate coming up on your screen: no wars, only debates. So let's see if our finalists here today can debate this out and sort this problem for us. Technically not a problem, maybe a solution to a problem. I don't know what our finalists are going to say, but I would say this. After hearing them out, I'm very sure you would believe that our future would be in safe hands. So, finalists, you have 8 minutes of time. I will tell you at the end of 6 minutes that you have 2 more minutes to go, and after which I will stop you at the end of the 8th minute. I would, or all of us would encourage you to arrive at a conclusion at the end of the 8th minute, all right? So we would want to hear a conclusion from all of you, a collective conclusion at the end of the 8th minute, all right? I will not be moderating the debate. The floor would be open only for the 4 of you to debate it out and tell us what you have finally concluded, all right? So good luck to all of you. No wars, only debate. The floor is now yours.
Let me start by saying I strongly believe in the subject no wars, only debate. Throughout history, wars have caused a lot of destruction, loss of life, and long-lasting pain. But I agree, if you are attacked, you also need to be ready to defend yourself. As if someone attacks, it becomes our duty to protect our nation, our people, and our values. Don't you agree?
I absolutely
I agree with you.
Build a mutual understanding. They promote intellectual growth and better decision making. while debating you have to follow logic. They're also the most important part in democratic societies. They allow diverse voices to be heard. So I think that debates are very crucial part. So we shouldn't actually switch to war. In the Shastra, his book, Chanakya gave the four-pointed strategy with the priority Sam, Dam, Dand, and Ved. So basically, Sam means persuasion, Dam means incentives, and if both of the peaceful strategies don't work, I think then only we should switch to Dand, which means punishment.
I agree with what both of you said, but I would like to add on by saying that although debates could pave the way for a peaceful and bright future, it's not really possible in some cases. For instance, if a hostile country is attacking your nation, it's not possible to retort by debating on why they felt the need to attack you. And I agree that this could impact other countries around the world, but let's not forget that wars can also have a positive impact on other countries. For instance, the 1971 Bangladesh Liberation War, if India had not fought that war, it's possible that Bangladesh could still not have attained freedom.
Ira, I agree with your point, but I mean, I understand your perspective, but sometimes, every time we can talk, there are organizations like UN, United Nations Security Council. So if a hostile country is attacking you, it is possible to actually discuss with them first. Hold peaceful meetings, ask them why they're doing that. If they don't listen to you, then you can fight back, but first we should debate. Like, yes.
Yes, I completely agree with you, Ivana, that first debate should be always be the first priority. But if provoked, we need to be ready for defending us from other countries.
Hello, I just want to say one thing that, like in older times in India, they did find a system to fight without fighting by playing the game of chess. So they could fight, but then there would be no bloodshed or any like loss of life or anything like that.
You have a good point, but it's not possible. Supposing the debate or discussion is not working and you're still being attacked, it's not really possible to have war without bloodshed. Although the perspective of war is not always violence. For instance, the suffrage movement in the early 20th century, it was a war fought by women in other countries to gain their voting rights. They tried asking for it first, but when that didn't work, they had no choice but to wage war.
I know when debates don't work, you have to do war. But if you don't try to sort it out, if you don't do debates, do peaceful meetings first, if you immediately reply with the same actions, so as Mahatma Gandhi famously said, an eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. So first you should try to talk to the other country. Like there are many treaties, like the Non-Proliferation Treaty, the NPT, which out of 195 countries, there are 191 countries in that treaty. So basically, it prevents the spread of nuclear weapons. So if everybody uses peaceful methods, so like there are so many countries don't want to do war. Like think about it, 191 out of 195 countries want peace. So shouldn't you try debating first instead of raging war?
But what about the remaining 4 countries who are not demanding peace? Supposing the other 191 countries set down their weapons saying that no, we will not wage war, those 4 countries, that actually puts them at risk to those other 4 countries, because then they can spring an attack when those other countries are not prepared to fight.
I agree with you. Because the 4 countries are because there are many terrorists in those countries, and they can't just, if any country is not giving up their nuclear weapons, so the others, say many countries of them can also not give up, right? You need to be able to defend yourself if the need arises. But there are many institutions like the United Nations, there's the NATO institution, which want to have peace, which work actively for peace. So yes, NATO is basically North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It's a alliance of 32 countries. The goal is basically to protect each other and to stop war and aggression.
I agree that we should always first advocate for peace. But if it doesn't agree, then we should fight back, as it is our duty to protect our people when a hostile nation is attacking us, to protect our sovereignty and also protect our people.
You have 2 more minutes left.
But there are
We can switch to war if it becomes a necessity. Even Bhagavad Gita says that war is justified if it is fought for the right reasons. Even in the famous epic Mahabharata, Shri Krishna advises Arjun to fight the Kauravas to protect dharma, basically righteousness and justice. So war, you should analyze it. Is it justified or is it wrong? It is justified to protect innocent lives, to prevent greater harm, to uphold justice and stop oppression. But if it stems from greed, personal vengeance, ego, like the World War II, which is fought to stop Nazi expansion, that was wrong.
Although I agree with what you said, and it is true that debates can sometimes resolve the issue. For instance, India-China disagreements, such as the issue of the Doklam province, the Doklam issue between India and China. But in some cases, it's even if you debate, if it's not working, then you have no choice but to wage war. For instance, the Indian freedom struggle,
India and many other countries have used peaceful methods and debating peaceful conferences to stop war. Like during the Cold War between USSR and US. So Russia sent nuclear missiles to Cuba and US sent nuclear missiles to Turkey. They both could attack each other if anything went wrong. But then both of the nations decided that if they attack each other, the whole world will, get destroyed. And many centuries, many decades, many centuries, year of development will reverse itself. So they after their agreement, both of them called off their nuclear weapons. So I believe that many wars are abolished through,
Your time is up. You have completed your 8 minutes. You have completed or rather overshot your 8 minutes, okay? I told you all in the beginning that I will give you a warning at 6 minutes and then you have to stop at the end of the 8th minute. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they could not arrive at a conclusion, but I guess no wars and only debates is a debate that can go for a really, really long time. So for now, let's move into the next round of our grand finale here today. Coming up is your global perspective. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the grand finale of TCS iON intelligem Global Citizenship for the junior category. And we have seen how these kids have performed so far. Now it's time for us to move into our next round that's called your global perspective. In this round, we would want to know our finalist perspective on the SDGs that UN has published long ago. So let's first take a look at the SDGs that are coming up on the screen. Okay. So these are the Sustainable Development Goals that UN had published long ago. And of course, each of the countries of the world have certain goals for themselves that they set that are in line with the SDGs that have been given by the United Nations. But what do our contestants have to do here today? Well, all of our contestants have to tell us what are the 2 new SDGs that they would want to add onto the 17 goals that are shown on the screen. Okay? Now, finalists, remember, the 2 new goals that you would be talking about, these have to be brand new. They cannot be related in any manner or form to the existing 17 goals that are shown on your screen. Okay? Please remember that. And we basically want to know what our today's generation thinks should be a part of the SDGs that all the countries in the world should follow or should at least strive for. Each of you have a minute's time to speak on this. Remember, I will stop you at the end of the 60th second, so please be very careful when you explain the goals to us or why you think these two goals should be added to the list that is on your screen. Let's start with Arav. Arav, you have a minute's time to tell us what you think should be added to the list. Your minute's time starting now.
My first goal, water sovereignty and management. Even though SDGs Goal 6 focuses on clean water, but it doesn't address conflicts over shared water resources like lakes. So I choose this goal because it ensures equitable water distribution, prevents conflicts over shared water resources, and promotes sustainable use of transboundary water resources. My second SDG, space sustainability. This goal promotes sustainable use of outer space resources and ensures that space explorations are done ethically and responsibly for the benefit of all humanity. I chose this goal because as space exploration accelerates, space debris, resource exploitation, and geopolitical competitions in space are becoming a serious concern for the scientific teams that work in space. Thank you.
Thank you, Arav. Well put there. Shared water resources and space sustainability. Wonderful perspective. Let's move on to our next finalist here today. Adrita, it's your turn. You have a minute's time to tell us what you would want to add. Go ahead.
So I want to add that now you see that in Kolkata, the Arjikar case of the girl being murdered, it is like it is reducing the safety of women. So I want to add that women should be safe, and also one more, that like when someone is poor, and when someone is poor, they are like not equalized with rich people. So they are said like, oh my God, this person is so bad and all that. But then when that one person becomes well known and famous because the person has done good deeds, that person becomes good for everyone. Like that should not be the case. Like someone who is good will always stay good. Like always should be good in other people's eyes. Like
Adrita, your time is up. Your time is up. You have overshot the 1 minute timeline. All right, let's move on to our next finalist here today. Ira, it's your turn. Go ahead.
If I were to create 2 new SDGs, these are my picks. Firstly, I would choose access to music for everyone. Music has been proved to have emotional and mental benefits and reduce stress. Indeed, a study by Patrick Fagan shows that if you attend even 20 minutes of a concert, it can boost your feelings of well-being by 21%. And if you do it once a fortnight, it can increase your life expectancy by 9 years. Also, it can increase your life expectancy by 9 years. The second goal I would pick would be worldwide happiness. Nowadays, we use economic growth and other such criteria to measure the prosperity of a country, but we never actually check the happiness rates of that country. To check the happiness rates of a country, I would use Bhutan's GNH index or gross national happiness to check the happiness levels of people in a particular.
Ira, you have overshot your time. I will have to stop you. Let's move on to our final contestant here today. Ivana, it's your turn. Please tell us what you would like to add.
My first SDG is foster global collaboration for proven best practices. Many global challenges such as climate change, renewable energy adoption, poverty, education reform, etc. have already been addressed successfully in many regions. Yet, other countries still continue to grapple with these same issues. It duplicates efforts, wastes precious resources, and wastes a lot of time. A dedicated SDG to this promotes the sharing of best practices and increases the chance for success. My second SDG is harness AI and technology responsibly. AI and advanced technologies are reshaping our lives and are a very important part of our lives nowadays. They're also addressing many global challenges like poverty, healthcare, and climate change. But it is very important to ensure the capabilities of AI are not being misused. This SDG made by me promotes the focus on protecting privacy.
Ivana, I have to stop you. You have overshot your minute's time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, looks like our finalists have a lot to say when it comes to SDGs. Well, they should, because all of them will have an impact on their future. Well, time for us to move into our final round here, ladies and gentlemen, jury time. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, as I told you in the beginning of this grand finale, I have rather a stellar cast of jury members here today. Let me introduce them to you. Our first jury member here today is Ms. Manisha Telkar. She currently works with Tata Business Excellence Group, a division of Tata Sons, since 2005. She specializes in project management, corporate communications, budget optimization, design thinking, workplace safety, and employee engagement. All of these things which are very important for employee health and well-being nowadays. She enjoys leading teams, driving innovative and user-focused solutions, and fostering a positive and collaborative work culture. She's committed to aligning strategies with organizational goals, enhancing collaboration, and cultivating environments that prioritize both productivity and well-being. Thank you so much for joining us here, Manisha. Let us move into getting to know our second jury member here today, Mr. Vinay Bhushan. Vinay is a multidisciplinarian by academic training and work experience. He is passionate about public affairs and technology. His education spans through engineering, international relations, and he has had a wealth of experience when it comes to his work life from the domains of research and academia, government, and to social sector and political consulting as well. He has worked with the Ministry of External Affairs and is currently the Chief Strategy Officer at Youth for Good Governance Foundation in Bengaluru. He holds a master's degree in diplomacy, law and business and MPhil from JNU. Vinay, thank you so much for being here with us. It's wonderful that both of you have been able to make time and join us here today. I'm sure our finalists are waiting to hear from you. So each of you would speak to two finalists each, and you are free to ask them anything related to global citizenship or anything with respect to what they have spoken at the grand finale here today. So Manisha, let's start with you. Whom would you like to speak with?
Yeah, thanks Rashmi. The last 30 to 40 minutes has been really enriching. And it's my pleasure and actually my privilege to be with Ivana, Arav, Aira, Adrita. And it has actually added into my knowledge. So thank you, everybody. And I would like to have my question to Ivana, if I may.
Please. Yes, ma'am.
Sure. Thanks, Ivana.
Thank you, ma'am.
So Ivana, you mentioned that harnessing AI and technology for global citizenship program. How do you see cybersecurity as a threat to it?
Yes, ma'am. So nowadays AI is becoming an integral part to our lives. So nowadays AI is replacing many of the things humans used to do. And sometimes you should actually not put a lot of data on AI because it can become unsafe. Cybersecurity is a very big threat nowadays because AI is getting more and more popular and is doing more and more tasks for us. So we need to be very careful about how we use AI and what way we use artificial intelligence. We should not give too much of our information to anyone on the internet. Nowadays, the social media, we should not, talk too much to strangers. We should not use AI in a way that can harm us or anybody can invade our privacy.
Thank you, Ivana.
All right. Thank you, Ivana. Thank you, Manisha. Vinay, whom would you like to speak with?
Yeah, thank you. It's been a fascinating 1 hour or so listening to four very attractive presentations and debating points. My question to Ira Kalai if I may ask her.
Yeah, please go ahead.
All of you made very interesting points, but my question to Ira is focused on leadership. You know, all of you mentioned a lot of problems, all of you mentioned potential solutions, but where is the leadership going to come from? Who is going to take responsibility? Do you think the youth, that is all of you, have a special role to play in assuming leadership in problem solving?
Yes, sir. I think the youth can have a very important role in assuming leadership for problem solving. So nowadays, the youth have access to a lot of things like such as the internet and artificial intelligence, which can help them learn more, and it improves their education much more than that of the resources that of the last generation had. So I think the youth will be very able in being able to assume leadership roles with the guidance of adults. For example, the Barefoot College, an offshoot of Bunker Roy's Barefoot College. It requires young children to have mock elections type of thing and assume roles and learn how a democracy works and run a children's parliament on their own.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you, Ira. Thank you, Vinay. Manisha, we are left with Adrita and Arav. Whom would you like to speak?
Adrita, if you may. Hi, Adrita.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Great, Adrita. What, in your opinion, are the two most critical threats or challenges that global citizenship is currently facing?
So the two biggest challenges that the citizens of this world right now are facing is that there's no one is safe right now. Like there is too much of kidnapping or harm to others. Like few people act like they're your friends, they're your family, they'll do anything for you, but then later on they start backstabbing you. So that's one, and then the other one is that that people like even though people have been told not to harm the environment, they haven't kept harming it. Like even few people, they don't even know they're harming it, but then they're harming it. So that's what I have to say.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adrita. Thank you, Manisha. Vinay, this leaves us with Arav. Please go ahead.
Arav, hi.
Hi, sir.
Good presentation, good points, lot of energy, all four of you.
Thank you, sir.
I like the energy and excitement. I think all of you score very well there. Okay, right, Arav, I was asking you on how you balance global citizenship with your country's consideration. At one level, everybody wants to be global, think of things globally, solve global issues, but sometimes we have to defend our own national interest. You spoke about how countries should be ready to defend themselves when they come under attack. This was your statement in one of your presentations. So how to balance being a global citizen and being a patriotic person? How to balance the two?
We should both balance the two by saying that for nationality, we have to do the things as we are a person of that country or we are a patriotic person. And for the global citizens, we need to do as the whole world is one community, like just like the Indian philosophies that I mentioned, Vasudev Kutumbakam. The world is all one family, so we should balance both equally and none should be above another.
All right. Thank you,
Very
Arav.
good. Thank you.
Thank you, Vinay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to thank both of our jury members, Mr. Vinay and Ms. Manisha, for taking time out and joining us here today. The smiles on their faces do prove that they have enjoyed this entire grand finale. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to figure out who the winner of this entire grand finale is going to be. We are going to have one winner and the remaining contestants are going to be joint runners-up. So all of them are going to go back with wonderful prizes from TCS iON. So our judges now have a tough task of picking the winner from this amazing lot who have taken part in this finale here today. As for you, my lovely audience, please don't go anywhere. We have many more wonderful finales of TCS iON Intelligem coming up. This is an initiative by TCS iON which have 5 verticals of future skills, and we have amazing grand finales in each of these categories. So we hope to see you in one of those grand finales. For now, take care. This is Rashmi signing off.